I was aboard the DD-497. It was a destroyer in the United States Navy, and we were going to Japan to escort the troops in. And when you're a destroyer, on a destroyer, you don't travel the same amount of miles the other people do. You go around and around the convoy, and so you probably go 2, 3 times, maybe 4 times as far as everybody else. And in the time I was in the Navy, and the travel on land and by sea, I figured up in a year and a half's time, I traveled 70,000 miles. And that's about, you're not still very long when you do that. Anyway, we got to Japan, and we went to Wakayama, which was a fishing village. And I ran into a friend of mine there, Don Matthews, whom I went to school with and everything, and we had no idea either one of us was going to be there. But he came in and I came in at the same time to shore. And so we both got to tour this little Wakayama village, fishing village together. And the odd thing about it was that the men wore a long shirt and no pants, and the women wore a long skirt and no upper garments at all. And it was kind of primitive, like I say. Then we went to Yokosuka, which is at the mouth of Tokyo Bay, and I got to go ashore at Hiroshima, and probably I was full of radioactivity for months, maybe years, maybe all my life, because we were there just a couple of weeks or so after they dropped the bomb. There was only one building standing at Hiroshima that we could find, because it was just desert landscape. And this one building was built out of red clay tile, and it didn't even look like it'd been, nothing had ever happened to it. It had a tile roof on it, and nothing was out of place. And so we looked in and discovered it was an armory. So we broke in and got a Jap 25 carbine rifle with a bayonet that you could either stick out and use or fold it back or set it down on the ground and fire at a prone position. Really sweet gun. And we got 2 bandoliers of ammunition, had them crisscrossed, and went back to the ship, and they took them away from us. Gave them to the officers. And so that was our experience in Japan. Anyway, on the way back from Japan, we took aboard about 111 or 125, I don't know which it was, guys. I know 11 of them are Marines, and the rest of them were sailors. And to bring back to the United States, because we were going back to the United States. And on the way, we ran into this huge typhoon, and it was really bad. The winds in it were up to 150 miles an hour. And the first part of the typhoon I missed out on because I was down below decks in the fire room, and you couldn't get out of there. Couldn't go up out of the hatch because it was underwater all the time. Tin can destroyers are not very high out of the water, and when you're in rough seas, the water breaks over the front end of the ship and runs back and then comes down by the galley passageway and races off of the back end of the ship. It's terrible, the amount of water that they go underneath. And waves that are not too high don't bother, but waves that you're going clear underneath of the water, like when I finally got out of there, with the second day after I finally got out of there, I was in there for like 48 hours, and there was still some typhoon going on, but it got to where it was wide enough between the waves that we could get out of the hatch and put it down, and then wait for the wave to go by, and then run forward to the galley passageway. It was pretty dangerous, but you'd try anything to get something to eat after 2 days and getting out of that fire room. And the other guys got down in there to relieve you, so there was no use you being there anyway. So anyway, after I got something to eat, I went up on the bridge, and we had two 5-inch 38 guns. Those were bores with 5-inch shells in them, about that big around. And they were single turrets. And when I seen the wave go over this number 2 turret, which was below me yet, I thought, my God, what it was like when it was really bad. Because I just can't imagine. And I looked out when I was up on the bridge and saw this aircraft carrier dip the water. So you know there was had to be a lot of water running over the top of that aircraft carrier too. So it was something else. And I didn't get to see it because I was down below, but I can imagine what it was like. And the porpoises are so cute. They fly out of one wave into another one. And they never go down. It just seems like they're going so fast they just fly right straight across.